99.7, and iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio has the 2024 presidential election covered with Decision 2024. Listen for real-time results and updates as the votes come in. From key races to national trends, our team will cover it all. Tuesday night, stay informed and stay connected on the go with your free iHeartRadio app. Just open the app and search
I'm from the Athlete's Foot Bandit.
Brother, hey, can you get my demo tape to somebody?
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Ride-sharing conveyances is excluded. Offers, terms, conditions, and policies are subject to change without notice. Visit AAA.com/member for details. Savings partners subject to change.
Mike Lindell here. As you know, the 2024 election is almost here, but the Democrats are determined to destroy our economy while plotting to steal the election. They're pushing for higher taxes and even taxes on unrealized gains. Can you imagine that? Paying taxes on something you never even took profits on? What's that going to do to the economy? Will they come for your 401 and IRA? Will they come for your house? Who knows? But don't wait to find out. Learn how you could protect and diversify everything you've worked for with the top-rated precious metal company, Goldco. Goldco has over 6,000 five-star reviews, a bunch of awards, and it's helped people just like you purchase over $2.5 billion in gold and silver. Call 855-GOLD-IRA to get your free 2024 gold and silver kit, plus up to a 10% instant match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Learn how precious metals like gold and silver could help you. Call 855-GOLD-IRA.
Paid for by Goldco.
Heads up, folks. Interest rates are falling, but as of September 23rd, 2024, you can still lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account at public.com. That's a pretty big deal, because when rates drop, so can the interest you earn on your cash. A bond account allows you to lock in a 6% or higher yield with a diversified portfolio of high yield and investment grade corporate bonds. So while other people are watching their returns shrink, you can sit back with regular interest payments. But you might want to act fast, because your yield is not locked in until you invest. The good news? It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up at public.com. Lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account, only at public.com. Brought to you by Public Investing, member FINRA and SIPC. Yield to worst is not guaranteed. Not an investment recommendation. All investing involves risk. Visit public.com/disclosures for more info.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do, because it's always on your phone and ready for whatever you're in the mood for. Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. And with the holidays on the horizon, the app makes the perfect shopping companion while you search for the ultimate parking spot.
There it is!
Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio.
817 at KFYR Guns in the 701. So if 4 kids and a pregnant mom get abducted, that tells me somebody should have, would have been nice to have somebody carrying something to defend themselves. I realize you don't want to have kids getting around it, but...
yeah, that was, breaking news just happening, I see.
Yeah, Brainerd, Minnesota, a woman, a pregnant woman and her 4 kids were taken at gunpoint. Oh. Now, they've got the guy, so thank God, but... here we go again, just one more of those stories that make you think, we need more people ready to defend.
Oh, absolutely. And we know Minnesota has you can actually get a concealed carry permit. It's not like out here in North or South Dakota, but you are able to get one. But it sounds like to me it might even be a domestic dispute when a guy with taking a kid, 2 kids and a lady. I don't know.
I'll take this wrong. I hope it was, because I would hope it wouldn't. At least there'd be an explanation, not a valid reason, mind you, but at least an explanation of, it's,
Yeah, and if it is random, that's even worse.
Right. That's what I mean. I mean, if it's one of those random things where somebody just decides, I'm going to take you. Yeah.
It's a great reason. And when people always ask me, why do you carry? What are you afraid of? I'm afraid of nothing because I carry.
The suspect is also accused of fatally shooting a man and burning down a home.
Oh.
Wow. Ouch.
So too bad she wasn't carrying. She could have eliminated it. Sounds like
that's just it.
And made the world a whole lot better.
That's just it. I realize you don't want them around the kids. I get that. The victim's a 62-year-old guy. He's got 7 felony convictions in Minnesota. Time for a 3 strikes and you're out. The most recent being threats of violence against an ex-girlfriend. An ex-girlfriend doesn't necessarily say it's this one, but but anyway, so just crazy.
It kind of shows. I know that we weren't going to talk about that, but let's talk about it. It shows exactly why gun laws that go against people like you and me who are legal carriers or can be legal possession of a firearm don't do any good when the criminals themselves break the law every time. I mean, this guy had a bunch of felonies. He's not supposed to even have a gun, and he had a gun. It just shows that gun control laws don't work, which Minnesota has quite a few, and they haven't all been ushered in under walls, but he's asked for more and more every time he gets a chance. But it's just another great example. Be prepared, get yourself trained, be caring so you can do the right thing, and why gun control laws do not work, because they only infringe upon those of us who follow the law to begin with.
Because if you've got 7 felonies, you're not the person going, so I'm not supposed to have this anymore. Oh, well, okay. Here you go. All yours. I don't think it works like that.
No, doesn't even cross a person's mind, a criminal.
No.
Because by definition, they're a criminal because, that's right, they break the law.
I know you weren't planning on talking about that this morning, but it was just breaking, and I thought, man, how do we not? Because here's the classic poster reason to have a Second Amendment and defend and be trained and all that stuff, because then you don't have 5 kids getting abducted, 4 kids and one that's, not born yet. Still 5 kids, right? I would like to be able to stop that abduction, by your boyfriend or not, but whatever. All right, I procrastinated long enough. The other good reason to talk about that first is that just kept me from having to talk about Kamala Harris. But she better hope, rather, that guns are not a factor in the election. But wait a minute, she has a gun.
Oh yeah, she says she never ever showed anybody that gun. But hey,
it's a stapling gun. That's why she hasn't shown us. It's a glue gun.
I bet she can handle it as good as old Tim Walls over there, her running mate, handles his shotgun. Oh.
Yeah, if there's any doubt in your mind that you can't do something, don't get cocky and tell everybody you can do it and then watch me. Just admit it. Just say, I don't know. I think I can, but that would be better.
And now they're trying to kind of whitewash that from what the mainstream media is. I mean, that just disappeared. That whole narrative disappeared. He isn't talking about that even much himself anymore.
You wonder why.
I can't imagine why. I mean, it surely did not help his reputation anywhere. And, I don't know if Minnesota's in play or not. I imagine Minnesota will still go a Democrat. If they don't, I'm trying to think the last time Minnesota probably went for a Republican candidate. I think that had to be Reagan.
You got to flip the Metro. I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, Metro St. Cloud goes pretty heavy.
That's part of the Metro now.
Too. Oh, okay.
Let's face it. Don't believe me, drive 94 for a while. It's part of the Metro. It's a suburb now.
And, you're right. It's some urban areas. Those heavy urban areas are what does it, and they got the worst problems. And yet they call for more of the same, which does no good. It's a circle of failure is what it is. Anyway, with Harris, it's no better. As we've seen, she's out there. She wanted some of the most restrictive gun laws, and she did try to did get some in when she was in San Francisco. I mean, she was literally out there, and I saw that interview in 2019 where she was calling for mandatory. I get a kick out of this. This is just a stupid term anyway. Mandatory buyback gun program, and she wanted them all. She was almost as bad as Dianne Feinstein saying, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in.
Like you'd get them all.
No, you'd never
come on.
It would never happen.
There's going to be one, and maybe it's in North Dakota or Montana would be my guess, but or Idaho, where the last person with one is definitely not going to give it up. You're going to have to shoot them dead. Because otherwise they're going to be defending themselves. As well they should be.
Not just that, Todd. Think about the guys. It isn't going to be these politicians, these leftist communists like Kamala going out there. They're going to put the orders and send the orders down the chain of command, which means it's going to end up being local law enforcement. I don't think in our area, I mean, there are some out there that think like this, as I've met them, even in the Dakotas. But as a whole, most of our police officers and highway patrolmen, and even, the sheriff's departments are not going to go door to door asking, hey, we need to confiscate your gun because they know there's people like us out here. And they're not going to put their life in danger because that's what they would be doing. And nor should they, because it's an unconstitutional act.
If you're voting for a sheriff right about now, give them the Inquisition. How would you act?
Right.
President Harris. I know, right?
Yeah.
I think look, I try to maintain objectivity, okay? I try to, keep an open mind and realize there are people but I'm having a hard time with that one.
Oh,
her because of the southern border and him because of Lake Street in Minneapolis, but that's just me.
You would. You'd bring California and Minnesota policy to the White House and to the nation.
Let's emulate those two states.
That'd be devastating.
That's what we need. Oh, hey!
And I can tell you right now, though, if you're voting for a sheriff right now, and this was always my litmus test when I would meet candidates for sheriff in our area, I'd flat out ask them, "Are you willing to die if a gun confiscation rule came down from the feds?" And, it would take them back a little bit going, well, I mean, you could just, they've never been asked that. And almost, sometimes I'd be asked, is that a serious question? I said, absolutely it is, because I need to know where your Second Amendment.
Hey, frankly, in that job, that could happen anyway.
And they're like, well, I actually had one. He told me, he says, well, would you really shoot me if I came to your house to confiscate? I said, wouldn't even lose a sleep over it, because it's unconstitutional. And I'll defend myself and my rights. That's what it was written for, to defend ourselves from that kind of thing happening. And if your sheriff can't answer it, no, I will not enforce that, then you need to vote for somebody else or run yourself next time.
I would hope that that we would not. Well, the candidates can always lie their butts off. A politician lying? No.
Never happened.
When we come back, we just had the story of a pregnant woman and 4 kids abducted in Brainerd. They got the guy. We just had that story. Now, none other than Governor Walz protecting kids more important than Second Amendment rights.
Yeah, there you go.
Coming up, plays on the way. It's Guns in the 701 on KFYR 827.
KFYR 550.
Friday edition, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton show. A lot of you are going to be hungover because it was Halloween and you were out running around. But it's also the final Friday before the election. We are going to dive into the absolute latest in all the battlegrounds, get you geared up for the weekend. But Friday, first, Clay and Buck, come hang. Make sure you don't miss anything with us.
This morning at 11 on KFYR.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Mostly cloudy. Our high today at 43. Clear and cold tonight with the low at 25. And then clouds are not as cool tomorrow. The high 54. Cloudy skies tomorrow night, low 43. On Sunday, cloudy with a couple of showers. Thunderstorm in the area. The high at 53. And then Monday, periods of clouds and sun. A breezy day. The high Monday afternoon, 50. Get your weather news when and how you want it from AccuWeather.com and on the free app. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
Right now, it's 29.
It's Mitchell in the Morning, KFYR 550.
Midwest farmers and Northern Plains farmers unlikely to receive any farm program payments. We'll talk about why next on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
Agriculture is a community of hard work, passion, optimism for the future, and a commitment to the livestock and land. For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been a leader in ag financing. Our local lending team knows the industry and the challenges, from droughts to winter blizzards. Stop by one of our branches today in your work boots or cowboy boots. You're always welcome. Equal housing lender.
KFYR.
With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Now, the close of October is allowing the crop insurance industry to calculate any indemnities due to farmers. Those are one part of the federal farm programs used to stabilize the farm incomes over many, many years. The other part is the 2 safety net programs. Gary Schnittke says neither the ARC, or PLC programs will widely kick in right now.
FSA has released the data needed to make payments. There will be no PLC payments for corn, soybeans, wheat, peanuts, or cotton for that matter. So there's no PLC payments. ARC payments, I believe there's one county in Illinois that would get an ARC payment. But so most farmers are not going to get any commodity title payments.
The ARC and PLC commodity title payments are tied to last year's production. The federal crop insurance payments are tied to this year's production. Those two are unlikely, this says Schnittke.
Traditional RP policies, if farmers are getting anything above trend yields, probably won't be paying. There are some reports of in the western part of the state that yields are at APHs, and they may get a payment if they're at the 85% coverage level.
For example, most counties in some states will harvest a record or near record yields, and consequently, revenue protection crop insurance payments, if any, will be small. With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer.
KFYR, your ag authority.
iHeartRadio has the 2024 presidential election covered with Decision 2024. Listen for real-time results and updates as the votes come in. From key races to national trends, our team will cover it all. Tuesday night, stay informed and stay connected on the go with your free iHeartRadio app. Just open the app and search News and keep listening.
A people-first presidency.
Make America great again.
Decision 2024 on iHeartRadio.
The all-electric Chevy Equinox EV combines everything you need when you're ready to go EV. Starting at $34,995, the 2025 Equinox EV-LT gives you an impressive balance of all-electric range, safety features for peace of mind, and effortless technology, including the 17.7-inch diagonal display screen, all at a price you'll love. The Chevy Equinox EV is the fun-to-drive, all-electric SUV that gives you what you need to do exactly what you want. The manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes tax, title, license, dealer fees, and optional equipment. Dealer sets final price. To learn more, visit Chevy.com/Equinox EV.
Oh man, nothing is worse than a bad cold that knocks you down hard. That's why it's convenient to keep the new Theraflu soft chews right at your fingertips. They have the same multi-symptom relief that you get from Theraflu. Not only are they packed with the power of Theraflu in every single bite, but the easy-to-take chewables are simpler than making soup or tea or whatever. So be prepared and grab some new Theraflu soft chews. Fast, anywhere relief by your side. Use as directed.
Biden may have dropped out of the race, but he's not done just yet. Will he jam through his hidden tax trap at the last second where he could raid your retirement funds, supercharge your income taxes, increase your utility and gas prices, or inflate the cost of things you need to live? Make no mistake, Biden's going to try and leave Trump with a shattered economy. This is Mike Lindell, and I'm telling you, if you wait and see, you may as well wave your retirement savings goodbye. The good news is you can get prepared, but you better hurry. Reach out to Goldco today to learn how precious metals could help you protect yourself and your family. They're offering you a free 2024 gold and silver kit, plus up to a 10% instant matching bonus silver on qualified accounts. All you have to do is call 855-GOLD-IRA. Your retirement funds, income taxes, gas prices could all be affected. Call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Paid for by Goldco.
It's the happiest time of the year, but also the busiest. UPS is hiring thousands of seasonal workers to help make the holidays happen. Join us at Brown Friday, our national virtual event, happening on November 1st and 2nd. You'll learn about open roles and our easy application process that could get you a job offer in under 10 minutes. Register at upsjobs.com/Brown Friday. That's upsjobs.com/Brown Friday.
Fresh baked cookies, just like Grandma made. Shop the bake sale, only at Quick Trip.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, tells us about the advantages the speed of audio production affords their growing tech company.
At Moderna, we have a mindset saying that we pivot fearlessly. And I think with audio, you can pivot fearlessly. You can go where the news is and bringing in content that perhaps you didn't have a few weeks earlier. It's less 6 months in advance or 3 months in advance when you do a TVC. You're able to create really nimble content, which I think in this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do, because it's always on your phone and ready for whatever you're in the mood for. Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. And with the holidays on the horizon, the app makes the perfect shopping companion while you search for the ultimate parking spot.
There it is!
Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio. KFYR.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. It's the final 4 days before the election.
Who has voted?
64 million Americans have cast their ballots, waiting on 100 million more to act. Both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris rally Milwaukee tonight.
We know what's at stake.
The economy, for one, the final jobs numbers before the election out today, and the bottom fell out. Only 12,000 jobs added. 113,000 were expected. Billionaire Mark Cuban says he's sorry to strong, intelligent women who've worked with President Trump.
Apparently, we are weak and stupid.
As RNC chair Laura Trump tells Fox after Cuban told The View that Donald Trump would never surround himself with smart, intelligent women. America is listening to Fox News.
And now from North Dakota's News Authority, Todd Mitchell, KFYR Radio News.
A swath of light precipitation from the central Dakotas into northern Minnesota. A possibility of some light snow or even light freezing rain from around the I-94 corridor into northern South Dakota through this morning at early afternoon. 40s to the northeast, 50s southwest. Tomorrow, mainly dry. Late tomorrow and Sunday, another round of precipitation, warm enough that it should be only rain showers. And by Monday to the southeast, we'll even get some 60s back. For Bismarck, AccuWeather calling for cloud cover in 43 today. Clear tonight, 25. Cloudy 54 tomorrow. Couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm Sunday, 53. Mix of sun and clouds Monday, 50. Should be dry for voting day on Tuesday, 51. Police in Mandan say a 3-year-old boy has died from his injuries after falling from a vehicle. Accident happened Wednesday at a home in northwest Mandan. Police say the driver was unaware the boy had fallen off the vehicle and he was hit. The case is being investigated. Williston police looking for your help in finding a missing woman. 42-year-old Paige Flynn, last seen Wednesday. She's 5'7", 140 pounds, black hair, gray streaks. Last seen wearing a pink shirt and black pants. If you have any information on the whereabouts of 42-year-old Paige Flynn, Williston police would like to talk to you. State prosecutors in the Nicole Rice murder trial asking the court to keep the start date for the trial as scheduled for January 6th. Rice accused of killing Anita Knudsen in 2007 when the two were roommates in Minot. The defense is asking for a continuance, citing several reasons, including the departure of lead attorney Philip Becker. The state says the defense has had plenty of time to prepare for trial. The case will be heard in Grand Forks. More election results tumbling in. Early voting totals up for Ward County as well. Secretary of State showed over 5,400 votes had cast their ballots through Wednesday afternoon. 3,800 absentee ballots returned so far. Ward County Auditor Marissa Ham said the highest early vote total was 8,000 in 2020. Ward County will offer early voting through today, then again on Monday. North Dakota Department of Transportation will host a public input meeting Thursday night, 6 till 8, to discuss proposed improvements at Sunset Drive, the interchange on I-94. The meeting will be at the Mandan Middle School cafeteria, an open house format, a formal presentation at 6:30. The project includes reconstruction of the I-94 interchange at Sunset Drive, including the intersection of Old Red Trail and Boundary Street Northwest at Sunset Drive. Representatives from the NDDOT and the contractor will be on hand to answer questions and discuss concerns. A pre-recorded presentation and other materials are online at dot.nd.gov. And Fargo Police and the Highway Patrol say they made 82 traffic stops last weekend due to their increased patrol presence downtown. Stops resulted in multiple arrests, including 14 for DUI, 6 narcotics related, 2 arrested for outstanding warrants. Light precipitation into the early afternoon from I-94 into South Dakota. Could be some light snow or even light freezing rain. Your KFYR AccuWeather forecast is on the way.
Get election coverage you need wherever you are with the free iHeartRadio app. Just open the app and search news and listen on the go. iHeartRadio, always live for events that matter. Open the app and listen now.
The all-electric Chevy Equinox EV combines everything you need when you're ready to go EV. Starting at $34,995, the 2025 Equinox EV-LT gives you an impressive balance of all-electric range, safety features for peace of mind, and effortless technology, including the 17.7-inch diagonal display screen, all at a price you'll love. The Chevy Equinox EV is the fun-to-drive, all-electric SUV that gives you what you need to do exactly what you want. The manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes tax, title, license, dealer fees, and optional equipment. Dealer sets final price. To learn more, visit Chevy.com/Equinox EV.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Mostly cloudy. Our high today at 43. Clear and cold tonight with the low at 25. And then clouds and not as cool tomorrow. The high 54. Cloudy skies tomorrow night, low 43. On Sunday, cloudy with a couple of showers. Thunderstorm in the area. The high at 53. And then Monday, periods of clouds and sun. A breezy day. The high Monday afternoon, 50. Get your weather news when and how you want it from AccuWeather.com and on the free app. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
8:40. It is 29 in Bismarck. More of Clay and Guns in the 701 next.
Get election coverage you need wherever you are with the free iHeartRadio app. Just open the app and search news and listen on the go. iHeartRadio, always live for events that matter. Open the app and listen now.
Looking to get more customers for your business? Then you should be looking in podcasts. That's just about what everyone is listening to. In fact, 135 million people listen every month, with nearly half of adults 25 to 54 listening daily. And those adults who have more to spend, they're also spending more time with podcasts than social media. So talk to your next customers where they're already listening in podcasts. To get started with the #1 podcast publisher, iHeart Podcasts, visit iHeartAdvertising.com today. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of hundreds of thousands of titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
In the spring of 2015, Jacob Wells went missing in the Northwoods town of Whitetail, Minnesota.
I didn't know if he was dead or alive, but I just wanted to get out there and look.
For Jacob's sister, Peregrine, that event was the beginning of a journey she never imagined she'd have to make.
Are you listening to me? If the worst thing were to happen to you, are you ready for it?
A journey that started with a disappearance in the forest and ended 2 years later with yet another.
At the time, authorities called it an accidental death. But Jacob's uncle, Donald Van Kalkar, has new information that he says should prompt law enforcement to reopen the case.
No, listen, Brett. The stories I could tell you, the stories everybody's got about this guy. What does Howland want with our kids?
We started thinking of ourselves as like survivalists. Everything got way more intense after that.
My name is Brett Ryback, and this is In Strange Woods.
That's the mark of a man who cannot be saved.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Available now.
#1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one app.
8:45 at KFYR Guns in the 701. Plays with me here. So, had this story on earlier this hour about how in Brainerd, 4 kids and a pregnant mom were kidnapped. They've got the guy now. So, ironically, one of the things we were going to be talking about anyway, Governor Walz and protecting kids more important than Second Amendment rights.
Yeah, he was on the Daily Show, and that's all I'm going to say about that. That's just a waste of a show anyway. But he was on there, and he was suggesting that there was this huge, stark difference between urban and rural people, right, and their attitude towards gun ownership. And when you watch the interview, which is excruciating pain, by the way, just when you got to watch crap like that, it sucks. But I needed to know what the guy actually was saying. And he said that he argued that, and they got this pretty much right, and Colin Knorr is the one who wrote this, basically saying that he argued rural gun culture emphasizes hunting and sport, which differs significantly from urban areas where violence in schools is a major concern. And he advocated then, again, on that show, he wants red flag laws, extreme risk protection orders, that's working out well, and restrictions on certain firearms to protect the children. And he even went on then to say that essentially that the rights of us are not valid over the rights and the protection of children. So if you're going to protect the children, that means your constitutional rights basically don't matter. They're void. They'll be trumped by the need to protect. I mean, that's basically what he said. That's where he comes from. That's his ideology, and it's completely asinine.
I got a way you could really twist the whole argument. When does the protecting the children actually start? Because that brings up a whole nother can of worms. But
yes, it does.
But
isn't that something?
That's pouring gasoline on the. I know, right?
That's a great point you bring up. They want to protect them when they get to the school, I guess, and it's okay when they're, I don't know, they enter school at 5 years old in kindergarten. We'll just go K through 12. Then, by golly, it doesn't matter. And Hillary Clinton even said if it saves one life, we got to do it. But if it's before that, any time before that, not so much, right?
I mean, we're living in a world where surveys of college kids have, and I'm not saying it's happened around here. I hope to God it hasn't. They've actually said that, because the question was at what point should you no longer allow abortion?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
kids were saying that weeks after birth. Now,
I know.
Now, wherever you decide to draw the line, I think after birth it's no longer an abortion. It's happened. I mean, to abort is to stop a process.
Yeah, when someone
it happened. You know.
You know, and with my Christian belief, I believe life starts at conception. So for me, yeah, it's murder, right? But let's just put that out, throw that aside, and say, when you're actually born, when you come out of the womb and you're actually breathing air on your own, and they still believe, and some do believe, that you should still be able to possibly abort then, as long as the umbilical cord, I've actually heard people say this, is attached. It's still a fetus. No, that for sure is murder.
Oh,
and it's just,
I'd love to get a few lawyers on to argue that one. That would be a heck of a show.
That was an interview done in California when we were working on that whole issue, and it amazes me the insanity that the other side has on that issue.
Can you imagine me reaching out to Planned Parenthood to be on KFYR? Hey, we want you guys to argue a point here. And
I would love.
They do it. They'd be eaten alive, but they do it. Oh, man. 849 Guns to the 701. It's Clay here on KFYR 550. I'm Todd Mitchell. Gun control, not the winning issue Tennessee Democratic Senate candidate thought it was. Well, then what was it? What happened there?
Well, I don't know. I suppose because Tennessee is, it pretty much leans to the right side of things, center right sometimes. But do you remember that little thing after the Covenant school shooting when these three people, the Tennessee three, went onto the floor and disrupted the whole session?
Oh, gosh, yes.
One of them was Gloria Johnson. And I guess she must have thought that must have made a bigger impact. Of course, liberals generally do. They think that their ideas are the only ones that are out there, and nobody else should dictate or say anything to them. Well, she thought she'd go ahead and try and run for the Senate seat. Well, that didn't work out so good the way it's sounding. She thought she could go in there and beat the person based on the gun thing. And let's just face it, Marsha Blackburn, she's the one who holds that seat now for the U.S. Senate. You ain't going to beat her in Tennessee. You're just not going to. She actually won against a Democrat governor who was running against her 6 years ago, and she beat her by 9 points. So, and he wasn't near as crazy as this woman. So I imagine she's going to go down. And they're right. I was looking for some more polling. The best polling I've seen was anywhere from a 15 to 25 point lead for Marsha Blackburn over Johnson. So the idea that gun control was the winning issue in Tennessee and that they had it now because, we made our big statement. Well, in your little world and your crazy head as a liberal, you probably thought you made this huge statement, and all you really did when you look at a bigger state picture is, guess what? Most people in Tennessee obviously don't agree with her. They don't want red flag laws. They don't want more gun control, and they're not going to send you to the U.S. Senate. It kind of reminds me, Todd, of North Dakota when I hear these crazy deals come out of Fargo. And people who live there never really leave very often. A lot of them are transplants from the Twin Cities. They think the world is there. They think whatever they're doing, the rest of the state must love it too. And then they find out when they run for a state office, not so much.
Good point.
I mean, it's just they live in their own little world. They really do. And they think that nothing can change change that course, and that they can win based on these insane ideas not recognized. And I think that's what you're seeing even in the national campaign right now. Trump, who's been out there with the people, right? I mean, he's been campaigning, let's face it, he's been campaigning since 2016, and he never quit. But he can relate to these people, where the other side, take a Walz, even Walz does not relate to the normal person, versus Kelly Armstrong, who's running now, relates to the general person in the state of North Dakota. He's a likable guy. He's fun. Talk to him off camera. It's even, I'm telling you, he's a great guy. He's a normal guy. But you got Tim Walz. He can't relate to the normal person. He has no clue. Kamala Harris can't relate to the normal person. Well, it's the same thing in Tennessee here. This person doesn't relate to the normal person, and she's going to pay the price on Tuesday. I mean, she's going to, I feel, looking at what they were doing there, I think she's going to get trounced pretty easily by 20 points. So
I was hoping to get to this North Carolina story because I used to live out there, and I remember that area well, and thinking, well, the protective order failed to stop him, but her 38 did the job.
Yeah, she had a 380. She didn't put up with it. Protection order was put on. He tried to break into her house. She told him to leave. I think the kids were woke up. He basically refused to, and guess what? She went ahead and she protected herself with her Second Amendment and dropped a 380 shell or a bullet right into him. And North Carolina has a great castle doctrine law.
Oh, no doubt. And not only did that take care of getting him out of the way, but she got to skip target practice that night. She already
That's right.
proved that she didn't need to go. She just, I just got 5 out of 5 here. I'm fine.
Think about this. This guy, his name was Bush. He had been convicted of selling cocaine, driving under the influence, was wearing an ankle monitor at the time. He had several felonies. When you went and looked at his record, he has a rap sheet a mile long. So, those protection orders are working really good, aren't they?
Yeah. It's a piece of paper, people.
Piece of paper, and criminals ignore it. They just always do. So good for her, and she's not, the case has been closed. No charges filed. She eliminated another scumbag who was intent on doing harm, and the world's a better place for her actions.
Jacksonville, North Carolina, you got Camp Lejeune and all that stuff there, and you're going to find some people with some defense mechanisms. We'll just call them defense mechanisms.
There you go.
That way there are people that don't like the word gun, don't get all squeamish. Play Guns in the 701 on Fridays here on KFYR. Wednesdays online?
Yep, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central. We'll be on Dakota morning here, the first Monday of the month. We'll be with Mike here coming up on Monday. And then, of course, Jamie and I going to be joining Kelly and the crew at his election campaign headquarters there on election night. We're going to try to do some live broadcasting and election updates.
I was invited, but I'm going to be here, but Kelly's going to call in. We've got a time set up for Kelly to call in and give his victory speech. Or
there you go.
That's got to be a victory speech.
Maybe Jamie and I have to call in and just BS with you once in a while.
Hey, we'll be here. We'll be
live,
here. All right.
All right,
Clay, you have a great weekend.